I know. I'm late to the party. God damn it, I brought the booze. Come on, DJ. Music. Oh boy, The Last of Us, huh? There's something about these kind of games, not just the zombies and the blood, every game does that nowadays, but this theme, this survival horror, it's perfection to me. Few have made something like this. The Walking Dead by Telltale was a big one. It captured that unique style. Every line was dramatic and impactful.
I was, on my way to prison 3 months ago.
It wasn't for touching kids, was it?
Oh, man, come on, man.
At moments, you have to stop the game for a few minutes to make sure you don't make the wrong choice and fail the people around you. Even though you're already failing everybody in real life, this time, it feels different. You can't just be careless and immature. These games make you grow up. They make you get serious. Everything matters. What you say, what you do. Even on combat, that tension never goes away. You're counting bullets, checking for traps, figuring out safe paths, just hoping the next hallway doesn't instantly turn into a blood simulation. And that's what I love, that heavy feeling that you are surviving, not just playing. And people love this, they dig it, they wish there were more of it. That's why The Day Before, yeah, that's actually a video game name. How people did not see that one coming. That's why The Day Before was one of the most anticipated games on Steam. People thought this was the next gen zombie experience, turns out it was the next gen money laundering scam or something. Days Gone almost cracked the code. It really did, but it tripped over its own idea and failed miserably because it couldn't get one thing right. One of the most important key elements that make this combo work. Dialogue. Telltale perfected that.
Made millions.
But because The Walking Dead is an interactive story game, there is only so much it can do. You're stuck in cutscenes locked into watching your decisions play out. Just wishing you could wander off, scavenge some supplies, or blast a couple of zombies to your liking. Unlike The Last of Us, where you've got more freedom in gameplay, but you have no control or effect on the story. It just happens to you. We are never getting the perfect game. It's rare to find a game that would keep you interested in the characters rather than the story. In The Last of Us Part 1, the story is so basic, nothing too complicated. Apocalypse happens and people turn on each other. Fascism is back, rebel fighting fascism, and you gotta travel from point A to point B and be alive. So cliche and repetitive, but guess who's not repetitive? Not Joel. I know you thought about him, but no, Joel, you say. Everyone says Joel, there is like an infinite number of that guy. I met him when he was called Booker DeWitt, when he was called Kratos, Max Payne, John Marston. He is your generic depressed middle-aged cold killer. So what makes us still interested in that? Here's Naughty Dog's magic. He is a father, a brother, a construction builder. You get introduced to these parts of him earlier in the game to get shocked by his new persona, and halfway through, you're looking at him like,
Who the fuck is that guy?
how could a guy turn so cold? You are watching this dude evaporate and somehow you miss him while he's still on screen. But not for long, soon enough you realize, oh, this is an upgrade. And this change never stops. As you play the game, Joel starts to soften a bit, little by little. You see it, a look, a pause. He starts opening up, letting Ellie in. And just when you think he's changed,
Ellie?
boom, back to cold, then more warm Joel, to cold, to warm again, to cold. Just stop fucking with my emotional scene, dog. I love this game. Now take everything I said here and apply it to everybody. Everyone seems so close-minded on what's right and what's wrong, but then you catch these little moments, those split-second cracks in their armor, a glance, a hesitation, and that's why this game hits different, because it reminds you, we are all like that. We care of rules, beliefs, lines we say we'll never cross, until life tests us, and then suddenly, it's not clear anymore. It's messy, it's real, and sticks with you. This isn't just a game about zombies, it's a game about people, and how much it costs to stay one. Naughty Dog's goal with its latest game is clear. Achieve the most believable grounded acting ever seen in video games. Not movie level acting, they want to surpass that. They're chasing an experience that you will only feel if you play their games. Let's put it this way, they're not making games with movie vibes, they're making playable movies. Hideo Kojima, the mind behind Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding, has been preaching this for years, blurring the line between cinema and games, saying that games are evolving to become more like movies. Just look at his front page. David Cage, the creator of Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human, is pushing with the same vision, taking interactive story games to a new limits. Neil Druckmann, the co-creator of The Last of Us has expressed that storytelling in games can match or even surpass film in emotional depth and narrative quality. And looking back at what Naughty Dog did in 2013, choosing to take a completely different path, it wasn't just a creative decision, it was a gamble, a bet on the idea that players were ready for something deeper. And since that day, Naughty Dog isn't facing the future anymore. Naughty Dog is making it. But hold your horses. I didn't have the pleasure of playing the original game back in 2013 because I was broke and a kid and not speak English, but I would imagine people playing it back in the day going, what the hell is going on? This game is good. I want more. I want a second one. Sucks for you, fella. The Last of Us Part 2 dropped after 7 years, and sucks for you again if you only play games on PC. That's 12 years for you. That's a full-grown child. That's a dog who is already dead. You waited longer than Ellie aged in the actual game.
Shit.
Now, the big question in 2025, is it worth the wait? 12 years of anticipation? The answer is yes, GTA 6 is absolutely worth the wait. I'm so excited to visit Vice City. Okay, back to The Last of Us. Critics say they love it, fans say no. This is unacceptable for the time we waited.
What?
The drama is like a divorce case between Naughty Dog and gamers. They are both fighting over the child, which is the game, and honestly, it's more than proof that The Last of Us became its own thing, bigger than the company itself. It made fans feel like the game somehow belongs to them. The thing is,
I know you wish things were different. I wish things were different, but they ain't.
what is done is done. The game's out, the story's told, and all you can do now is move on.
Joel.
I won't. I'm making this video. I have replayed the same stealth section 47 times. I haven't seen sunlight in 3 days. I named this clicker Craig. I'm too deep in this.
So much thought went into this, and no one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea. And all I ask is the fans are the first ones, put some faith in us, trust us, we're gonna do right by you. So,
Damn straight.
At this point, Troy Baker is just being a good company man. That's all. From the very beginning, you know you are in for some intense stuff. The game doesn't ease you in, it warns you. The menu alone has more tension than Skull and Bones. When you go to pick your difficulty, it's like the game talking you out of it. Are you sure? You sure? Are you crazy or something? I haven't even pressed start and I already feel underqualified to survive this. So I'm going to choose Survivor for this one because I'm a man, baby. Grounded is not even on my list. That difficulty is for actual fungus survivors only. Then as the game starts, you get hit with nothing but great visuals and an overheated GPU that sounds like it's launched on a space shuttle. Everything is crispy clean but still gritty and natural. It's all like pleasing, like you are walking through a Bob Ross painting. But Bob Ross is sad now. You walk past the dumpster and you go, wow, look at this garbage over here. That's the best looking trash I've ever seen. This is some high-end graphic sorcery that few can reach. Since Red Dead Redemption 2, I have been judging every game by every little detail, if it's worthy of the glory of Red Dead. This is not good. For the first time, Red Dead Redemption looks like an outdated game. Hey, wait a second now, what if it's not like that? Then what if Naughty Dog lied?
Kurwa mać!
Aha, I knew it. No one beats the goat. Sorry I ever doubted you, cowboy Jesus.
What?
Okay, I'll stop now. You know, Joel had this presence, grim, heavy, a man of few words and fewer survivors. When he walked into a room, everyone in that room forgets how to breathe because they're dead. Then you play as Ellie, and you're thinking, alright, let's see how she handles things. And she goes full John Wick, she smashes everybody. Her body count? We just say, if we're still talking kill count, well, not whatever you thinking, weirdo. Ellie is the biggest slut on the apocalypse, you heard? With Ellie, Naughty Dog has stayed true to the original when it comes to gameplay. Better yet, they have built on it, so nothing feels out of place. Now you can dodge, go prone, slap a silencer, you can actually use the environment to your advantage. Crawl through grass, hide under cars, there is way more flexibility in how you move around the map. Even the most unusual paths can be taken now. The AI expanded, smarter. You can trick zombies into attacking other enemies, grab enemies and feed them to the zombies, and just like that, you get one hell hardcore of a scene. Now, enemies are quite something. They are super unpredictable, nothing like I've ever seen before. Not like other games where they just take a stroll and wait to die. No, this guy is out there thinking. He's checking corners. Look at that. He's looking behind him. He's like, wait a minute, what if somebody behind that table? And then he actually checks and he actually finds you and you actually die. It's incredible. Let's talk about the real problem. Dogs. These aren't regular dogs. These are naughty dogs. These dogs could solo and bring boss. They can smell you, hear you, sense your fear, track your every move. I'm pretty sure one of them spoke Spanish would say.
Senor, por favor.
These aren't even dogs anymore. They're psychic demon warlocks and dog customs. You can sneak past them, you can't hide, you can't even install the game. They'll find you in real life. They just know. Alright, them weirdos are looking for me there, so I gotta pass these weirdos. Look at them sleep. Aw, they look so cute. As they sleep. God damn. Now from the start, when you first meet the clickers in The Last of Us Part 2, it hits like a flashback grenade, a primal reminder of how dangerous that thing is. If you are a real The Last of Us fan, your brain instantly jumps back to Tess and Ellie talking about what to do or not to do around these things.
Like bats. If you hear one clicking, you gotta hide. That's how they spot you.
Clickers are still downright terrifying. They're annoying clickety-clack, click-clock clicking sounds that counts as jump scare in my book. Now try saying that with a straight face. Runners are still charging at you at full speed and stop. You know what? I'm not gonna even tell you. You find out. Well, they find you. Fuck them anyway. And we got a new infected, the Chambler. I call him Champ Billy Joe. You throw a Molotov at him and he just moans harder. He acts like far is his skincare routine. I toss a Molotov, he laughs. I throw the shotgun, he giggles. I throw a brick, bro, come on. And when he finally dies, he lets out the loudest fart in video game history and melts the walls. And you die anyway. At this point, not even playing the game anymore. He's playing me. I'm the NPC now. Just some loot in the backpack waiting to be picked up. The Last of Us Part 2 is graphically and mechanically butter smooth. Everything you loved about the first game is still here. The movement, the weight of the characters, the combat still feels dynamic and consistent.
There we go!
Naughty Dog could have added a million pointless things. Mini games, endless side quests, a Fortnite dance, more enemy types like, I don't know, clicker with a gun, but they didn't. They know that wouldn't feel like The Last of Us. They dodged the obvious pitfalls and went straight for the biggest one. They made something like The Last of Us, but not quite The Last of Us, if you know what I mean. It's like ordering pepperoni pizza and they go,
yeah, we took off the pepperoni, also it's not a pizza anymore, it's soup.
You better believe I still ate it because it's Naughty Dog soup. Man, it's burned going down. The game did kick off pretty good with Joel laying out what went down in the first game. The mood is still The Last of Us 1.
Jesus Christ, Joel. What do you do?
Naughty Dog wants to make sure you know this is a continuation for the game you loved. In The Last of Us Part 1, Naughty Dog shows you the world's horror, raw, brutal, and unfiltered nature of humanity under pressure.
Hey, click, motherfucker. What you gonna do now?
And somehow, in the middle of all that chaos, the story still centers around two people, Joel and Ellie, and their journey through this apocalyptic world. That was the anchor of the game. But Part 2 did something wild that made fans immediately change how they perceive the game.
Wait, what?
You go from I'm going to enjoy this game to now show me how you're gonna pull this off.
I don't even want to play anymore.
I like flipping a switch. It stops being a game you are lost in and starts being one you are judging. Here's why people got mad. The Last of Us Part 2 feels less like a full experience and more like a fade-in memory of what we had in the first game. Now it's all about moments. Did that one line land? Did that scene mean something? The game is all over the place, trying to do so much with so little patience from the player. I talked about what makes a great video game in my Silent Hill 2 video. It's very simple, by the way, but let's get one thing straight.
I am very angry and upset.
But the game is the mess. It's far from flop. You don't accidentally sell millions by being trash. If you are actually being fair, the game delivered great graphics and some of the most technically impressive gameplay out there. I know the story, okay, but even that story has so much depth you can't deny. Some missions will straight up give you chills, characters who feel so real you would think they locked up some actual humans inside the simulation just to get performance this good. We as humans recognize hard effort on any scale, even if we didn't see the process, whether it's a song, a game, or a YouTube video like this one, so give it a like. You did? Thanks. We still feel the passion and commitment behind any art or product we consume, and that in itself makes us respect and bond more with the things we interact with.
I mean, do you think The Last of Us can exist without Joel and Ellie? I mean, are they the Last of Us?
It's so much, they're the heart of it. I don't see it without them.
In this clip, Neil is not lying. The soul of Joel and Ellie are the main thing that drives the first game. Even with all the new stuff, more characters, new locations, angry people swinging golf clubs, Joel and Ellie are still the core of the sequel.
Did you see that in a movie too?
Actually, yeah. But a different one. See, there's a sequel. Wasn't as good.
Yeah, they know what they were doing. Look, Neil Druckmann is no dummy. Okay, maybe. He knew this game would piss people off. He knew fans would rage quit, cancel pre-orders, write 3 pages Reddit essays, yet he felt he had a vision, and he followed through. And I respect that. He gave us something bold, twisted, something we didn't like, and most important of all, memorable.
I did some other interview where someone asked me about The Last of Us and would there be any more stories or something. And I mentioned, like, you know, we have written a story that stars Tommy. And I hope one day we get to make it.
You want some gear? Sure. But I ain't taking that girl off your hands.
This is how you gonna repay me, huh?
Repay you?
For all those goddamn years I took care of us.
Took care. That's what you call it? I got nothing but nightmares from those years.
You survived because of me.
It wasn't worth it.
I bring you the cure from mankind, and you wanna play the pissy little brother.
We ain't back in Boston. You lay your hands on me again, it won't end well for you.
I don't know, man. Just saying. The Last Brothers has a nice ring to it.
Fuck!
What?
Don't you fucking run!
Why are you running, Ellie? I brought her to you. Just shoot her. Come on. This would be a great ending.
Fucking die!
Heaven, yeah. That's it. Roll credit.
Motherfucker!
Damn. Damn, this one is rated R. Who said this game didn't have multiple endings? Look at this. So good.
Needless to say.